that a lot of you, there are some worries, some anxieties around the household environment, okay? This could be pertaining to the physical home environment, like the physical structure of the home, some just some concerns in that regards. It could also relate to the people that you are living with or the people that you consider your home, your family unit. So I feel like I see you like running back and forth trying to resolve some issues when it pertains to like either marital disputes. Um, I do see an element of legal issues associated with it. I don't know if it's like, tenant issues with tenants, issues with I just feel overall just a very, very heavy, big energy regarding the household unit. I do feel some fears and anxieties, a little bit of excitement coming in as well. For a lot of you, there has been a long issue regarding family members when it comes to some karmic ties with family members. I feel more than anything it might be a significant other. And I do feel that those of you who are kind of running back and forth, taking care of a million things all at once, that are popping up in your life, what I do feel, it's almost as if, it seems almost as if a lot of you are kind of either repentant for your actions in the past, or you are going through some type of I feel like a reflective period, just so you can figure out, just so you can have a little bit more clarity as to what exactly transpired in the past with a relationship that pertains to either the household environment or a significant other that you are dealing with now. I see a lot of shuffling. I see a lot of back and forth. I also feel a lot of blockages in your way as well. So my advice is try to take it easy, and you really want to get down to the heart of, what are some of the things that are within my power to change right now, and then work on those, or at least focus your energy on those things, because I see you very frazzled and I see you like kind of stressed out. What I'm also feeling is for those of you who are dealing with this issue and it resonates with you, try to think about, what are some of the things that are completely out of my control right now? Because those are the things that you have a lot of worries and anxieties over right now. And because they're out of your control, it would be in your best interest to, put them on the back burner and just also relinquish that need to control, that need to try to change the outcome. Because I feel like if there are obviously things that are outside of your control that you're fretting over, it's not a good way and it's not a good path to walk towards right now. Okay. So I want you to just focus on that and try to actively, pursue and only focus on things, and to channel your energy towards like things that are within your control to change. Okay. I feel some blockages coming through, and as a result of it, it can be very frustrating. And I also feel that whenever you have worries and anxiety, it can also manifest in physical symptoms as well. That tends to happen a lot with water signs. It can affect your ability to fully, live in the moment and be able to enjoy your life. When it comes to like fire signs, a lot of fears, anxieties can also manifest in fevers. So if you're dealing with a fire sign, I'm feeling, you want to just really keep in mind that um, when they're sick or when there are troubles associated with them, um, they might need some like taking care of. Okay, like they might need another person by their side to take care of them. So but in general, for you, because you're a water sign, I feel that it would be best not to dwell on those things. I know it's hard, but not to dwell on those things and divert your energy towards things that you cannot change at this present moment. Okay. Some house issues is coming through, some in terms of like the physical dwelling or the people that you consider family members, some worries, some anxieties on their end, as well as some blockages when it comes to, having meaningful, fruitful conversations. Okay. So let's just go into this spread and communication coming through from another person. And I do feel that somebody is coming through either to provide some type of like organization in your life. And we have the Page of Swords as well as the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, I'm reading this as your energy and what you're bringing to the table, as well as the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Now, what I feel first of all is there is an air sign in your environment, and this is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This could be, an air sign or somebody that is helping you, like giving you some type of formal legal advice, or it could be somebody that is helping you put things into perspective. Okay, so they can also like bring you a little bit more of a grounded, a more mental energy, so that you can sort things out, so that you can troubleshoot, so that you can also compartmentalize, and like rather than I guess like letting your fears, your anxieties, and the mental restless energy overwhelm your life. I feel like this person is basically telling you to pull that energy down, and once again focus on things that you can change, and let things that are outside of your control, leave them on the back burner for now, or at least not try to manage everything that's going on in your life, because I do feel that you are going to feel a little bit overwhelmed and emotionally destabilized as a result. What I'm also sensing as well is this is going to be a very, very emotional time for you. With the Queen of Cups here, this is somebody that is very nurturing, very loving. I do feel a lot of you are trying to reach out to another person, not necessarily an air sign. A lot of you are trying to reach out to a person in your environment. You're trying to offer them love, forgiveness, support. I feel as well that your advances or your outreach is not appreciated by this person at this time. They are trying to handle their own problems. They are trying to sort out their own feelings as well. And as a result of it, whatever you are trying to do for them, whatever you're trying to show them, or to reach out to them about, I don't feel they are completely receptive. So once again, when dealing with another person, if they're not in that frame of mind or in that mental space or emotional space to receive you, it is really important for you to just accept that, okay, I've tried my best. I have already done everything that I could on my end. So it is up to them now to, the ball's in their court. When they are ready, they will reach out to me. And if they're not ready, if they're not ever going to be ready, I'm okay with that. And I know that it's hard to live and let other people be, because I feel like a lot of you are potentially offering, like I'm sensing peace offering. I'm sensing like forgiveness. I'm sensing just reaching out to another person and, trying to have a conversation with them, trying to reconcile with them, or trying to just normalize a significant relationship in your life. And this can be any type of family, love, former love relationship as well. But I do feel that your efforts are not being received well at this present time. So I do feel that as a result of it, you want to just really focus on things you can change, okay? Like I said, I feel like it is going to be an emotional month for you, mainly because, your card is coming out from the very get-go. So which would indicate to me that for a lot of you, you might have some communication as well coming in from another water sign. And in the past, there might have been problems. In the past, there might have been problems with this person in terms of I see like balance in the relationship, give and take, compromise. A huge part of it has to do with compromise and two people being on very, very different wavelengths, and two people prioritizing very different things. So as a result of it, there is some blockages when it comes to reaching out to another person, okay? Now, in terms of your external energy, we do have the Lovers as well as the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a fire sign. This is a Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. A lot of you are reaching some type of a crossroads with this person, and this is one of those major, major turning points in this interpersonal relationship with this fire sign. This fire sign is, I feel that, usually fire signs are very like dynamic. They're go-getter. This person is taking a step back from you. I do feel they are assessing a situation. They're getting like the lay of the land before they will invest. They're trying to see what you are planning to do. If this is a brand new person in your life, I do feel that it comes out most as a romantic partner. Um, I feel as well there have been a lot of challenges in getting this relationship to smooth itself out. There has been a lot of challenges to get this relationship off the ground as well. We do have the Lovers card, and the Lovers card deals with two people that are like complements to each other, two very, very different, the yin and the yang energy, feminine, masculine, as well as polar opposites as well coming together. And the one thing that brings it together is I definitely feel a lot of sexual chemistry, a lot of physical attraction, as well as a lot of like it sort almost seems to me like polar opposites attract. Now you are a water sign and this person is a fire sign, so already it tells me you're polar opposites. I definitely feel a lot of interference happening, possibly from this person's environment as well, that is preventing the situation from coming together. If this is somebody that you've been dealing with for quite some time, I do feel a geographical, a physical separation, as well as an emotional rift that is coming through, and that is a major source of contention as well. I do feel some worries and anxiety on your end regarding this person's whereabouts. I don't know if they have recently escaped, or I'm getting the word escaped. If they have recently removed themselves from the picture, or if they have recently left the home. There's some element about, if this is somebody you've been dealing with for quite some time, especially in any type of an interpersonal relationship, this is something that is, if that's the case, okay? If it's a new person, I do feel some difficulties in getting the relationship off the ground. If this is somebody that has recently emerged in your life within the past few months, and you're having more of a physical connection than anything else, I do feel that this is the month in which you can decide whether or not this is worth the relationship. It's worth the trouble, because I do feel this is a good person. I do feel they are very grounded, they are very generous, and they are a very, very loving person. But I do feel that it is based on purely on a chemical, on a physical attraction level, which doesn't bode well for longevity. Okay, so keep that in mind with this person. And I do feel as well there are some major crossroads regarding this relationship. I feel some type of a geographical distance or a physical distance between the two of you. In terms of your finances, we do have here the Ten of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Swords. So this is not going to apply to everybody, but the first message that I'm getting here is there is some type of either financial instability that is coming through for this month regarding your financial situation, okay? A lot of you might be considering, and it's funny because this card, this Ten of Pentacles, has been coming out for a lot of signs since last month. And it deals with the family unit. It deals with generational wealth. It deals with like money and finances that are gained through, like a family unit, okay? There are definitely some imbalances within the family structure, family dynamic. So, for example, if you are in a married relationship, I feel that there's some discord regarding how one partner or both partners are spending money. There is a major rift regarding some disputes about finances. Usually when the Seven of Swords come out, I would say this is like the sneaky energy. Somebody is being very cunning, swirling money away, or they are trying to get away with some type of financial transaction that would benefit them but would hurt the other party. So this energy can flow both ways, but I do feel there is definitely some type of sneaky discourse, excuse me, regarding financial earnings, regarding who owns what, and things like that. So this is happening within your family environment. The overall message that I'm getting for others of you who are not dealing with this sneaky energy is that I feel almost as if the family unit itself, um, within the family unit itself, I feel that somebody is taking shelter away from this sneaky energy. Okay, so if you have been wronged in the past, I feel that you are returning to your family unit to get away from the troubles that other people are bringing into your life. Okay, you're turning to your family for support system, for emotional support or physical support or even financial support. Somebody in your midst as well is also turning away from you in order to retreat back to their family for emotional, financial, and physical support. So I definitely feel that the family dynamics, somebody is like withdrawing to get away from an external environment that was not conducive for their emotional well-being. Um, this is a good month for you to get back to your roots. This is a good month for you to surround yourself with family members, and especially if you trust them, if you need support from them, this is a good month for you to retreat, okay? On the other hand, I do feel as well, for a small minority, there might be some type of a situation where someone in your midst, this could be you or it could be someone in your midst, in which the family unit has turned their back on that person. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing overwhelmingly with this energy here. We have a lot of family cards that are falling out as well. We do have the Hierophant next with the Ace of Wands, and both of these cards together are very, very good cards. The Hierophant indicates some type of institutional setting. The Ace of Wands indicates new projects. For those of you who are working with like a bigger corporation, a bigger company, there are many, many new projects in the works for you, and you're going to be able to pick and choose what you want to do and where you want to focus your energy. So the work environment looks very good. And also, I forgot to say that for a lot of you, in terms of financial procurement, your finances looks stable to me. It does look stable. However, I do feel there is some type of a negotiation where you are going to have to outshine other people in order to land projects. Okay, so in order to do as the result of doing that, you are going to be able to land new projects if you're working for more of a bigger company rather than a mom and pop shop or like a contractor. If you're linked up with some type of bigger institution, this could be education, this could be in government sectors as well. There's new projects, there's new insights and energies coming through for you. On the other hand, what I do feel is the Hierophant, once again, also indicates family institutions. Okay, so this is like marriage institutions, family institution, some type of a cohesion coming through where there might be people being added to the family unit, added to the marriage. So that means it could also indicate, proposals and things like that, adding somebody into your household environment, okay, via children, via spouses, via adoptions as well. So that's what I'm sensing here. I do feel for a lot of you, I'm getting an element of sacrifice when it comes to the family unit, making, concessions and making long-term sacrifices in order to keep the family together, in order to stabilize either the work environment or the home environment. You are really going to have to pick and choose your battle for this month, okay? And don't scatter your energy on things that you cannot change. Whenever the Hierophant or the Emperor shows up in a reading, it usually indicates to me some type of divine intervention and some type of divine blockages. I was sensing some blockages when it comes to your effort. So you really want to pick and choose your battles and not, I guess, like, waste your energy by focusing on things that you cannot change, okay? So in terms of your advice cards, let me just turn these over. We do have the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords, once again, is basically the end of an era, the end of a chapter in your life. I do feel that for a lot of you, you are going to have to rewrite new chapters. You are going to have to start over. And I do feel for those of you who have not been above board with all the things that you are doing in terms of finances, in terms of some type of family situation, I do feel that karma is catching up. All right. And obviously, I hope that is a very, very small minority of you. But I definitely feel that this is the end of an era. Things are going to have to right themselves, and you are going to have to encounter a new phase when it comes to some type of divine intervention coming into your life because you were headed the wrong way. For others of you who are not dealing with this, I do feel some type of a breakdown within the family unit. I do feel some type of a communication blockage coming through from another person. And I feel it is really important for you to just admit to yourself that this situation is not going to change now or in the future. So you are going to have to leave it behind. For a lot of you, there is what I'm seeing is, a lot of water and fire that came out very early on in the spread, and communication between you, which is the water, and also communication within another person, which is the fire energy. You're dealing with somebody who is potentially very, very upset. I feel that from your end, you're very worried, and from their end, they're very upset. So when that happens, it indicates to me that, communication is just not going to work out. And I feel that it is really important for you to come to the point where you are accepting the fact that this situation, it might not change in the future. Okay, so it is the end of major communication, like discord within, you, between that interpersonal relationship. And as much as you want to bridge the gap and the rift, I don't feel that it's possible for you, and especially not for this month. Okay, and I do feel that this has been an ongoing issue, and it does emotionally destabilize you. It has emotionally destabilized you in the past, and as well for this month. So it is really important for us to admit, I guess, like almost like admitting defeat. I don't want to say defeat, mainly because, a lot of the times these things are just outside of our control, and we have to, accept the fact that it is out of our control and there's nothing we can do about it. Okay. Um, Pisces, it's really, really important for you to just pick your battles, and, don't waste your energy. Don't invest your energy in situations that don't have a happy outcome. And I feel like on an intuitive level, you know what those relationships are. You know who they are, the people are that are involved. And it's best for you to just let it go, let it out, leave it out of your life. Okay. If you are able to do that, we have some very good information coming through as well. We have the World card. I'm sorry, we have the Wheel of Fortune as well as the World card. So for a lot of you, once you are able to let this thing end, you have a lot of new energies that are like coming in right on the heels of that. So the Wheel of Fortune indicates your luck turning around. So if you've been on the bottom of the wheel, where you were dealing with a lot of, like, hitting your head against a brick wall, pushing a boulder up a hill, where things you were hoping to implement has been stalled, delayed, and things like that, this is the month in which you're going to start to gain traction. However, if within the past few months and years you have been on top of the world, where you were coasting and you were not in a situation where, you were, I guess, like accountable for your actions, then I do feel that it's going to take a turn for the worse. So you want to do some auto correction when it comes to the beginning of this month to try to mitigate the effects. Okay, it's really important to reflect back on our lives, because the Wheel of Fortune does indicate actions and consequences, and the universe always has a way to balance out the karmic scale. So you want to be careful about that. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune coming up as the advice also indicates some type of a portal opening up for the past to catch up with us. This can be good or it can be bad. I don't want that sentence or that to come out with a negative connotation, but like if you've done good deeds in the past, then I feel that you are going to get new opportunities, okay? But on the other hand, just because we have the Seven of Swords and also the Ten of Swords, it indicates to me that as well, if there were situations that you were not above board about in the past, these things are all coming in and slamming you at once. So it just depends on where on the wheel of life you are. And I do hope that if it's, you know, something coming back up from the past, it's not going to, I do hope that it is a major lesson that you can learn from and at least move forward. In terms of opportunities coming through for you, I do feel a lot of travel that is coming through. This can be mandatory travel or just leisure travel. I do feel for a lot of you, you are taking a little bit of a mental health type of a situation to remove yourself from something that is a little bit problematic, and you're traveling for leisure. Others of you, there is some type of restriction within your movement. So like mobility, I feel being limited, and I'm getting this very, very clear message for a very small minority of you, okay? I see house arrest. I see some type of legal issue coming through that might restrict your movement. But I do feel that this is a long-standing legal issue. This is not something that, you know, all of a sudden it pops up this month and you're going to experience that. I do feel that it has been, you know, within the past month or past year, where it might restrict your movement. But for others of you, the energy is very, very positive. It indicates ending one cycle, starting a new one. There is, you know, geographical like relocation and things like that coming through. I do feel a lot of movement happening with you from the beginning. I see you shuffling back and forth. I see you taking care of one overcoming restrictions in order for you to be able to branch out, in order for you to enhance or increase your mobility and your movement. Okay, so overall it does look very good. Now I'm going to see, I'm actually very curious about what's going on in the love situation. So let's see what's in store for you for love, relationships. So love, romance, relationships. What's in store for Pisces? I'm going to start to read reversals with this deck. I'm getting used to it, so I feel that the information comes out clearer when I do reversals. So let's just see what's in store for you. What's in store for Pisces for love and... Okay, so we've got the Seven of Swords again in the reverse. So something is coming to light regarding somebody's actions, okay? Pisces, love, relationship. Oh, Pisces. So I pulled out, well, might as well do this. I pulled out some cards to clarify, mainly because we honestly are not getting great cards. Okay, so let's talk about the couples first. And I feel like this is more like, you know, long-standing, established couples. So the first thing that we have in the center of the spread here is the Seven of Swords. Once again, it does indicate sneaky behavior, like lying, cheating, stealing. Okay, when it shows up in the reverse position, it's basically information coming to light regarding yours or somebody else's lying, cheating, stealing type of behavior. So this does not bode well for a relationship, and it doesn't bode well for, you know, trying to get things off the ground and trying to have any type of a stable or meaningful relationship with another person. Because it's at the heart of the reading, and I pulled out a clarifier card which indicate the devil in the reverse position. This is somebody that I feel like for a lot of you, this is something that you're dealing with right now with another person, and the actions, since it's a sword suit, it could be coming in from their end, okay? The devil is basically overcoming these challenges. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're just like, enough is enough. I'm not staying in this situation, and I'm not going to, like, I love myself a lot more, and I'm not going to put myself in this situation, and this behavior is unacceptable. So you have moved on. You have, decided in the past to let this situation go. What's crowning this reading is the Justice card in the reverse, which also indicates some type of a breakdown, like either with a marriage, with a relationship, or some type of divine intervention coming through that will separate two parties, okay? So if you have been dealing with this, because I feel like this is past energy, it's manifesting in legal separations, separations, divorces, and things like that coming through from another person. I do feel a lot of you are dealing with some type of government is definitely coming through, and it's kind of like on its last stages, on the last leg of the journey towards some type of a conclusion, okay? I pulled out a card here, the Seven of Pentacles, to clarify this legal issue. And the Seven of Pentacles is a situation that is long-standing, that we've invested a lot of time in, and we are waiting for the harvest. I do feel that, once again, depending on which side of the coin you're on, if you have devoted a lot of time, you are going to get a fair outcome. If the other party is the one that is, either way, I feel like it's okay. Like the justice system is going to work, or even like divine intervention is going to work in favor of the side that has worked diligently, or that has, like, um, been on the up and up within this relationship. Okay, so some definitely, I feel like definitely collecting your things and then moving on. That's what I'm sensing here. I see a lot of you like physically going into a house environment, collecting your things and leaving the rest behind. So as you can see, he has these pentacles, things that he's earned, things that he feels he deserved, but there are a lot of things as well that are left behind. So I definitely see dividing up assets between you and another person. I definitely feel for those of you where it's not a marriage situation, words being exchanged and you just, being fed up and walking out. I feel walking out very strongly. So for others of you who are dealing with like new people, who are single, who are trying to date other people, I definitely feel there is a new energy coming through for you. This is new passion, new excitement, a new person coming through. It could be a fire sign, and this is Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, somebody that is bringing in new energy and spark of passion into your life. I do feel at this point there might be some financial considerations, financial entanglements that's affecting your ability to really be emotionally invested in this person. I do feel some financial worries coming in from your end in order to make this situation work, but it seems to me like it's very fruitful, especially if you're dealing with a new fire sign that is in your midst, okay? What I'm also feeling as well is, for a lot of you that are like back on the dating market, I feel that you have, like, for those of you who are very accomplished, who are on the dating market, I feel that you have to branch out when it comes to people that you date, because I feel there is some type of perceived like power differential between you and another person. So for example, you might be very, very established in your field and you're attracted to somebody that is, that they don't have a career just yet. So be very, very careful at the very beginning of new relationships to draw clear boundaries, because I feel power struggles, boundary issues again, where you might be earning a lot more than your significant other and you're always footing the bill. And I feel like this is prevalent for a lot of Piscean women. Okay? So be very careful about boundary issues. You're not, if you're, dating somebody, you're their relationship partner. You're not their mother. You're not their caretaker. Of course, this can flow either way, male or female, but I'm sensing it more for a lot of females because of this Nine of Pentacles energy. This is, traditionally the single woman who's very established in her field. When it shows up in the reverse, you might be attracting people who are not financially stable, and as a result you're constantly putting in all the work and footing the bill every single time. Don't put yourself in a situation where you are taken advantage of. Okay, you have a very good heart and you have a very pure soul. Draw up some boundaries. Okay, the relationship, it seems to me like it's very physical based. There's a lot of attraction, there's a lot of you know chemistry. In terms of whether or not it's stable, I don't feel that it is. It can go the long run if you know how to start it off right, but it's a little bit challenging right now because in the foundation we have the Five of Cups in the reverse. The Five of Cups in the reverse is overcoming sadness, overcoming disappointment, and trying to move on with your life. So if you have emerged from a state where you are emotionally depleted, and then you get yourself, into a relationship with somebody who you are very physically attracted to, you might want to take it slow. It's just like an issue of, common sense here, okay? Take it very slow because you are still trying to replenish your emotional and spiritual reservoir. I feel for a lot of you, you were in a toxic relationship, and or just a very unbalanced relationship. So you want to take this next one very, very slowly. But either way, I do feel a new spark of passion in your life, and it's going to be very different from what you were used to. And I feel like it might be a fire sign, okay? So fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, once again with this Ace of Rods. Now, there's a lot of energies here that tells me, overcoming past disappointments, overcoming hurts from the past, as well as that portal opening up where you are going to have to resolve issues from the past. The portal that opens up to resolve issues from the past is for clarity and severance, severing that relationship for good. It is not open for reconciliation or rekindling a past relationship, okay? If you rekindle the past relationship, I don't feel it's going to work because we do have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse again, which means that this person is not walking on the same trajectory in the same direction as you are. They're not meant to be on your karmic life path. So please keep that in mind. However, say what you need to say so that you can sever ties for good and move on with your life, because I feel like for a lot of you, you have had to do this. So for example, if you've had some type of a separation that has, dragged on for months and months and months, and no part, like you and the other party have just dragged it on, and you haven't done anything, and all of a sudden, like within the past few months, you have a new person that you're really interested in, then this is the month in which everything is finalized. You have to separate, you have to divorce, and you have to sign those papers because the new person, you want to start something new with them. Likewise, it could be from your partner's end as well, where they are seeing somebody new and they're moving on with their life. So this is a situation that, once again, we need to sever old ties. Don't be passive about it, and especially don't hang on or don't let loose ends just drag on and way past their expiration date, because it's preventing you from moving on with your life. It's bringing about a lot of blockages as well. So be mindful about that, okay, Pisces? Like sometimes I'm getting this image where, like sometimes if you have like a piece of clothing and there's like a loose thread, right? And you pull on it, you keep pulling on it, and it starts to unravel the whole, the fabric starts to unravel. So rather than getting a clean cut, like, getting a pair of scissors and just cutting it off so that it stops unraveling, I feel like this is what's happening for a lot of you who are in relationships and they just drag on and on and on, and they're like way past their expiration date, but you and the other party are not like at the point where you're ready to just get a clean cut. So it drags on, and then all of a sudden all of these issues start to dismantle the relationship. So I feel like that's what we have to be very like conscious about. If a situation's not working, get a clean break, just break things off, get a clean cut, sever old ties, move on with your life, or things would drag on and they would start to unravel, and then you can't be friends after that. Okay, so be mindful of this energy. It's the universe's way of intervening when we let a situation drag on too long. So for singles, completely singles who are looking, I'm actually going to pull out a few more cards for you because I feel like this pertains more to people who are either have somebody in mind or are kind of dealing with some, residual court situation with a significant others. So let me see, purely singles. Singles, no problems, and, just trying to get out on the dating scene. Okay, so we've got new love situation here. So we have the Lovers, the Queen of Swords, as well as the Two of Swords. So the first thing that I'm sensing here is I feel for a lot of you, you've been through this either in the recent past or in the faraway past. You are coming into new love relationships with a lot of skepticism, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's actually good for you, Pisces, to, be a little bit more objective and to also use this more, to be more objective and also discerning when it comes to new relationships. You have something, a new person coming through. We have the Lovers card, which deals with like a very, very good, attractive, like a relationship potential or feeling that spark of passion with another person. A lot of you might be dealing with a fire sign. We have here the Two of Rods, or an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. So this is brand new energies that is coming through. I do feel you are more level-headed and a lot more objective about, whether or not this person meets the requirement for you to date them long term. A lot of you are at a point where you are looking for more stability, and you are also, you're not going to be foolish and just, rush in head first and then be disappointed. So you're doing some methodical, planning when it comes to entering new relationships. There's definitely that spark of passion, meeting somebody who is, really right for you, who sparks your passion, who sparks your interest. What I'm feeling is there are a lot of residual issues within your own life, whether on the career front or whether there is like a geographical distance between the two of you. I do sense that in terms of your career, that's pretty much on the front burner for this month. And as a result of it, you might not be, 100% emotionally invested in a relationship. What I'm also sensing as well, and once again, single Piscean women, I feel that you are very, very sexually attracted to a partner. Like this is like you're having some type of a fling with a new person. You don't see any long-term potential in them. You're just having fun. There's nothing wrong with that. I do see that coming through for a lot of you, where the person doesn't meet all of your requirements and you're just having fun. So, I feel that happening more for Piscean women rather than Piscean men. I feel some Piscean men dealing with some legal issues that is affecting love relationships, okay? So it doesn't matter what gender you date. I feel like Piscean, self-identified Piscean women, you're having fun. You're having fun. And Piscean men, there might be restrictions within the dating environment. I do see some yourself, okay? If you like a private reading, please visit my website. The information is in the description box below. I believe Pisces, and if you're out dating, draw up very clear boundaries, okay? I'll talk to you in the mid-month reading. Take care. Bye-bye.